Hello, welcome to the Williamsburg Address. It's your host, Kayla Jones and Alison Sakimura, and today we are having an episode about dogs, from DNA results to dog parks and everything in between.
Yes, we are very excited today to have our own in-studio guest who's clearly very excited to be here. His name is Cooper.
Hey, Cooper.
Sakimura. And I'll tell a little bit about him. He probably weighs about 8 pounds. He probably looks a little bigger in the video than he is. And then he has a very interesting fur. It's very soft. It's very short. You don't have to take him to get it cut. And then on his back, he has this kind of cow pattern, if you can see that as well. There you go. See that?
Yes.
Pretty cool back pattern. Thank you, honey. I love you. Oh, my heart. So a little bit about Cooper is we adopted him into our family in 2015 from a dog rescue called Savor of Souls in Virginia Beach. And they generally rescue small dogs. And I actually saw his picture online and it said he was good with pets and, kids and everything. And I absolutely loved his big ears. So I thought his ears were so cute. He looked very sweet. And when I talk to the owner, he's going to, I think, get down. So we'll say goodbye now for a little bit, let him take a nap.
He said, I'm ready to move on now. You've used me enough.
A stroller tonight in the neighborhood and it's cold, but he was in his bed and blanket. And so I think he's ready for a nap. So
yeah,
I'll have him down here at my feet, but we'll keep going with his life story here. So basically we adopted him from the pet rescue Savor of Souls. I spoke to the owner ahead and she told me that he was rescued out of a hoarder house. And so she had him there and he lived with a lot of animals and but he was very sweet. He had a very sweet temperament. He's one of the nicest dogs she ever met. So I was very excited to go down. We went down as a family. And he's just, such a nice dog. He's very calm. He's happy to see you. He actually has a little spot by the front door that he sits at every day like a job, watching the cul-de-sac. He takes his post and kind of watches all the activity of what's going on. So he's very, very sweet. So all along, we've been told he is a Chihuahua mix. So he's a Chihuahua. And every time someone would meet him, they would ask what kind of dog he was. And I would say, oh, he's a Chihuahua. He's a Chihuahua mix. People would say to me, based on his fur and his look or his temperament, like, I don't think he's a Chihuahua. And, he's a mixed dog. So you're like, well, maybe he's not majority Chihuahua, but I think he is a Chihuahua based on his size. And I know, Kayla, you've dog sat him at my house, and your impression was dogs. I don't think you thought he was a Chihuahua.
No, I didn't.
This theme of maybe he's not what we think he is. And so actually on Black Friday, I had seen the DNA kits on clearance or on sale. And he, again, is 15 years old now. So I thought this is the time to figure out who he is. So I thought it's a great time to really figure out this guy's identity. And so I just got the results back in. And not only, I'll start with saying he is not a Chihuahua. Not even 1% a Chihuahua.
Not even one?
Not even one.
Wow.
0 Chihuahua in this boy right here, which is bizarre. Because that's been the identity of his life.
He's been trying to tell y'all.
So I think you were going to have a couple guesses. Did you have a couple guesses?
I did. So I guessed, because let me preface by saying I do not know all the dog breeds. I looked up some just to see what I thought looked similar. I am going to go with some part of a Boston Terrier. Okay. And then I saw another one called a Papillon, I think.
Papillon.
There we go. Papillon. Okay.
Yeah. So with the coloring of him and his fur, we thought Chihuahua Papillon. And Ava also thought a Taco Terrier, which is a type of Chihuahua, but has a similar look to him as well.
Okay.
So what was your third one? So Papillon was one that we also thought.
Yeah, the third one, I have no idea. Because I was thinking, looking at his face, he's like maybe Some type of Shih Tzu? I don't know. But I don't
Okay.
think that's right because those little dogs are kind of like Chihuahuas to me, in my mind, anyways.
Yeah. So,
All right, let
okay.
me get the reveal.
You want to do a drum roll for us?
Yeah, I'll do a drum roll like virtually so I don't hit it for
Okay.
the for the camera and everything.
Okay, the drum roll. Here is
Yeah.
what he is. 56% Pekingese.
Keys.
Pekingese.
I think I've heard of
56.
that.
They are ancient. A Pekingese is an ancient and dignified dog. He is
Hmm.
15% Lhasa Apso.
I definitely never heard of that one.
No, he's 11% Australian Shepherd,
Okay.
10% Beagle, which these are bigger dogs, and
Yeah,
then 8% medium poodle.
I could
So
see.
not
Wow.
1% of anything on any list that I would have thought that he
Yeah.
was.
I'm glad you didn't go out and try to buy a Chihuahua because
I think you could go if you said, I want a mixed dog, and you came in with this list of a mix. You couldn't even recreate this dog. I mean, I
no,
think he's one of a kind,
definitely.
clearly. And he's very, very sweet. So we're excited to
Interesting.
know what kind of breed. I actually did look up the traits afterward of the Pekingese, and he does fit a lot of the traits of that dog. So it's not, after reading it, I'm not shocked, but yeah, no Chihuahua, no Papillon. That's a little weird, but we're
What?
happy to know what he is now that we're 15 years in with him. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it's fun.
What was the second one you said? You said Pekingese and then what was the second one?
Lhasa Apso. It's Lhasa Apso, and it's 15% of that breed. But
Wow.
none of them, look at his pattern, none of them have like his ears that stick up, the
Mm.
pattern. I mean, I don't know where it all comes from. But again, I did a Know Your Pet DNA, kit through Ancestry, and this is what they came up with. You swab their, mouth and you send it in, and then you wait for the results. So, anyway, we're just happy to know now. It's fun. And,
Yeah.
yeah, he's 15. We wanted to talk a little bit about places you can take your dog in the Williamsburg area and have some
Yeah.
fun and some time with them. So,
I think first we should like going off of those type of dogs that the breeds, the high energy versus the chill. Because
yes.
he has Cooper is a chill dog. Now was he chill when he was little too?
It was funny when we got him because he lived in a hoarder house. He never played with any toys, and he
Mm.
does play with toys. So he does have a lot of toys around the house, and he will, chase after them and get really excited about the toys when you play. And he had never walked on a leash,
Oh,
so we had
okay.
to train him in order to walk him. But he loves to walk. He is a dog that will walk miles and miles and miles. So I think, he's one of a lot of times when you see small dogs out, they're not necessarily walking as much. You tend to see the bigger dogs. And he does have a buddy that he walks with that is bigger, and he loves to try to keep up with him.
Hmm.
But yes, he does love to walk. Recently, what I've had gotten him the last couple of years, but we've had to use it more often, more recently. He does have a stroller now. I
Hmm.
think sometimes when I'm out walking him, I know in Colonial Williamsburg, or we walk through William and Mary, or I take him down to Yorktown Beach and walk around there. People look at you like you're pampering the dog. Oh, that spoiled dog. Look at him.
Yeah.
You are just giving him too much attention. But at the end of the day, I always say, listen, he's 15. He can't walk the
Mhm.
whole time, but he loves being outside. So what I do is I have this stroller that's for dogs. So you can actually zip it shut if you need to keep them in there, and it's ventilated, but I keep it open. It does have a hook on the inside. You can hook to him so he's not jumping out. And then I usually put one of his soft beds in there. And then if it's really cold, I have a blanket over him, and he does have sweaters and clothes as well because he gets cold. But, he'll walk some, and then when he can't walk anymore, he'll ride in his stroller, and he gets to, you can tell he's breathing in the air and he's enjoying what he sees. Some of his favorite places is definitely Colonial Williamsburg because of all the animals. Like, he loves seeing the horses and the cattle and the sheep and smelling the smells of them. And definitely people will want to stop and pet him and give him attention
Oh
and
yeah.
ask what he is, which I would say a Chihuahua mix. Now I'm going to have to remember this whole list of
Mm-hmm.
dogs. But
Be right on.
um,
Well, he's the this, and this.
what? I never even seen this dog. He should be in the Guinness Book of World Records of like all these different breeds. Anyway, and then going on William and Mary, it's funny. The students, of course, all want to pet him because
Yeah.
they miss maybe their dogs at home, and
Mm-hmm.
so when we go on there, he gets a lot of attention, and the students come up and want to pet them, and he's 15, he's fine. But yes, when we first got him, he had way more energy. He didn't sleep as much as he does now. He loves to be outside. He loves to be in a fenced yard and kind of watch the birds. He loves to sit on the back deck and see what's going on outside. So
Oh.
he's very much, he's an observant dog and he loves to look around, but he also loves sitting with you, being with you. I don't know if you know this, but when Ava, my daughter and son, did COVID school here, and my daughter, Ava, actually had your mom as a teacher during
Mm-hmm.
COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And Cooper sat in a dog bed on her desk and took COVID school with Ava.
Yeah, I think I
So he
remember
sat
hearing that.
the whole time, like, in school. Like, I think when she went back to school, I think he thought, what's going on? He's used to hearing people talk and
Mm-hmm.
being engaged with her, and he really did enjoy that. But anyway, he really has been an incredible dog. I just adore him. He's very smart. He does use stairs now, like he can't jump down, or he has special stairs around the house that he can get up into things. But yeah, he's really been an amazing animal, and I really want to show him the best care and love I can, even in his older age when he's
Yeah.
kind of can't do as much. Like, I don't want
Mm-hmm.
his quality of life to change. So definitely, if you see us in Colonial Williamsburg and he has his stroller, don't shame us. He's not spoiled. He's not spoiled. He's just
He's
Mr.
old.
Cooper, and he still wants to be out doing things, and that stroller is providing a life that he wouldn't have otherwise.
Yes, that is the
So,
truth. That is true.
yes.
Hearing that, usually you go out and you see people with strollers and you think it's a baby and then you see it's a dog and you're like, yeah, interesting. But because they're old, I mean, it makes sense. The older that they are and they want to still do everything that any dog would want to do. So you
Right. And
accommodate.
they don't want to be housebound. I mean, just like
Oh,
so
yeah.
they definitely want to be out. And it's hard. I've walked him before, and initially we started with just carrying him. But then his chest, you're kind of compressing on his chest, and he's
Hmm.
coughing, and it's not comfortable. Where if he's, able to ride in the sometimes, he can stand up in there, so he can stand up and look around if he wants, and he feels like he's, participating and going.
Hmm.
But he's happy to ride. He'll let me know when he wants down to walk. He'll let me know when he wants back in. And so it's really been a great thing for us to
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So you were going to talk about the calm dogs versus the active dogs. I know we looked up a list.
Yes, we
So
did. So, with the high energy lifestyle dogs, that's with daily exercise that is intentional and not accidental, mental stimulation, training, puzzles, jobs, owners who are consistent and present. Breeds that typically fit this lane are an Australian Shepherd, which he has a little bit of, Border
right.
Collie, yep, Belgian Malinois, Vizsla, German short-haired pointer, and a Siberian husky. So that, I mean, he has a little bit of it, but he's just like,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. And then going to the chill dogs, the chill homeowners that are predictable schedules, the dogs thrive with that. Short walks or backyard time, don't need long hour walks. Companionship is more than constant activity. Is a bulldog, basset hound, cavalier King Charles Spaniel, Shih Tzu, greyhound, and a Great Dane. Yeah.
Like, I would have thought they needed more exercise, mental stimulation, less, but the companionship is interesting. Like, they seek more of that, even though
Yeah. That is
they're a big soft dog.
They are living with a horse. I, whew, I know when I was growing up in high school, one of my friends had a Great Dane and I was scared of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was too big. And they walk
And
around
I
the neighborhood, and it was like, I mean, if that thing decided to stand up on its hind legs, it would be over me.
Well, and in
Mm-mm.
my lifetime, I've had various dogs. So I've had
Okay.
Cocker Spaniel, I've had a Bichon, I've had Lab, I've had a couple of German Shepherds. So these are all bigger dogs that
Hmm.
you do have to do intentional exercise. I've had a pug mix. He just passed away this past year. He was a rescue as well from Washington State. And we've had Cooper. And what I'll say is, small dogs are different in that sometimes if you travel, they're easier to travel with staying at a hotel. A
Makes
lot
sense.
of times they have a weight limit on the hotel. So with a lot of moving, a smaller dog we found is much easier.
Yeah.
You can pick them up if there's a problem. They're easy to pick up and kind of get out of the dangerous area. So
Mhm.
that's been easier. And then of course, the amount of daily exercise isn't as required. So it
Yeah.
can fit well if you're busy with kids' sports and activities. And it was nice because, my kids could help take care of him very easily.
Hmm.
He's tiny. Like,
Yeah.
the funny story though, when we put on at Christmas after we adopted him, the Saver of Souls asked everybody to post a picture of your adopted dog, like with your Christmas tree or whatever. And we put his picture out with the tree. And this one lady, now he was 8 pounds. The one lady wrote and she said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad he got adopted. We loved him. We thought he was too big."
Mm. Yeah. I guess she
But
wanted something even smaller. I could say with
oh,
my experience with dogs growing up, we had the best of both worlds. And ever so, I was so blessed to have both my grandparents close by to me within like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes of the house. And so both of my grandparents were very close. But at our house where I grew up with my parents, of course, we had a cat there. Then 2 minutes up the street, we had the dog there. So they had
nice.
a pit bull and boxer mix. Yeah.
Whoa.
Love that dog. Yes, yes, yes. That's what we grew up with. I remember when they first got her, actually my uncle got her, but when they first got her, we went over there and we hadn't been with a dog before. Now, this dog at the time was a puppy. If I were to see at my age now, see how small that dog was, it would have been like, why are y'all running around? But my brother and I, we saw that dog and we're like in first grade, second grade. Dog came up trying to play with us and we're up there jumping on the couch because we were so scared of it. I mean, didn't know what to do with a puppy jumping at us and trying to play and stuff. So we got to grow up with that dog. So I miss her very, very much.
Oh,
Yes, yes, that was my girl. And then my cat as well, because I did had the cat at the house. So she passed away too in 2020. So that was hard as well. But we had that, both pets. We just didn't have them in the same household, which is good.
both as kids. And
Yep.
that's really, I know one of my dogs I had was a lab hound mix. Her name
Mm.
was Lucy. She was very sweet. We got her when my middle son was probably like 3, right before I had my daughter. And she would go out with me, when I was up feeding my daughter as a baby. She'd get up in the middle of the night, go out for the feeding. She would lay with me all the time. And she was just such a sweet, sweet dog. When we got out, we lived in Kansas for 10 months for a school. And when we moved out there was an organization called Human Animal Bond. And I got her certified as a rehab dog. So you could actually go in there and the vet could do certification. And so I took her to schools, I took her to
Mm.
hospitals, I took her just to varying places to bring the dog inside, and they could actually help bring joy and smiles
Aw.
to and the patients. And
Yeah.
so that was a really, really amazing experience with her. She was so gentle, and it was fun to be able to show that side of her and let her go and get attention and give attention to others. So she was really a special girl. She passed away when we were in Washington State, and that's how we ended up with our pug Chihuahua, Charles. That was a rescue at
Uh-huh.
that time. And Cooper was actually purchased kind of as a companion to Charles, and they had a really nice bond and relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, dogs are always fun to have, and I think something to love and experience. And so we've
Yeah,
just been blessed to be able to have a lot within our lifetime.
definitely. We had at CNU, Christopher Newport University, during finals week, they would bring the dogs from, I believe, the Peninsula SPCA, the good temper and everything, and they bring them
Yeah.
into the lawn so that students would be able to go over there and just hug up on them and love on them and all of that. And they would also bring them on, I believe it was Fridays. They would have different food trucks and like a farmer's market basically at the school, and they would bring dogs in too. So it's just a chance to kind of have fun. And then everybody's like, I want to take them, but you couldn't because you lived in dorms. So,
Right.
but it was always a good time to have some good dogs around.
Yeah. Dogs always bring smiles, you know.
Yeah,
I just think they just bring a positive and fun energy to any place. So
they
yeah, I
do.
think
I enjoy dogs as long as if they're a little big and they look like they're about to get me, then I'm like, okay, now please keep your dog over there.
and I think it's always good as a parent or an adult, even when you see a dog and you approach it and you think, oh, I want to pet it, you definitely want to ask the owner or,
Definitely.
for first. Don't just run up on the dog if you think it's cute or think your child can run up on the dog, because you honestly don't know how the dog will react. And you don't know what experience the dog has had with that type of interaction.
Mhm.
Just because the dog appears friendly, they could have kind of some issues with being approached so fast or pet really quickly on the back, and they just don't know and they might lunge back at you. So you just definitely always want to ask the owner first before you kind of reach out and grab the dog, even though that may be your want or instinct.
Yeah, also
I
with
know.
that, if you see a dog in a car and they have it cracked, don't stick your hand in there. I've seen people do that. I'm like, why would you do that? So that's just my PSA on top of that. If you see a dog in a car,
Okay.
don't stick your hand in there. Yes. But yeah, let's go back. Getting to
Okay.
the
So I know
yes.
too, we were going to talk about some good local, we were going to discuss dog parks. We were going to discuss the beaches. We were going to discuss some stores as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's some local dog parks. Kidsburg Park actually has two fenced dog areas. One's fenced for large dogs and one is fenced in for smaller dogs. I would definitely look at the site about the rules. I don't know if they have to be rabies certified or you have to have your tag on, or what you have to show in order to go in there and socialize with everybody. But you want to make sure that you're reading the rules on the outside or getting in touch with the county if you have specific questions.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also Waller Mill Park, which has another fenced in area for dogs. Again, you're going to want to look at the park website to get the information prior to going out. One of the really cool places you can take your dog around here is Jamestown Beach. What dog doesn't want to walk in the sand, swim in the beach, try it out? Maybe they're not a dog, beach dog, but why not expose them to it?
Yes.
So I know Cooper has actually gone to the beach. He's not swam, but he's walked on the sand. He went to visit his girl who was there with her friends, and he loved it, just having that difference and feeling the soft sand in his feet, and of course walking up and finding her. But you're also allowed to swim. They're allowed to swim in the beach. So we did take Charles, our pug Chihuahua, there. We had a safety vest on him, so you can actually get a vest for swimming. And they have to be under your control. So even when they're swimming, they have to have a leash on. But we kind of carried Charles out into the water and we're swimming around with him and swimming around. And then he would turn his body and go back like he wanted to get to the shore. And then we bring him back out and then he'd swim. And it was really, really fun. I mean, we really liked it. We had never seen him swimming. And you know how you hold a dog over water like a bathtub and they'll start kind of naturally
Mm-hmm.
doing that. But yes, you can take them swimming there. It's river water. You are going to want to bathe the dog afterward, but it's great exposure and a fun place for them to go. They also, in that area, have an unfenced dog area in the front of Jamestown Beach. It is used as overflow parking when they have events, but otherwise you are allowed to have your dog there off leash. So
Nice.
if it is something you're wanting to have your dog run around, Jamestown Beach is definitely somewhere you want to go. Again, for residents, I think there's a certain cost. And then if you're not a James City County resident, I think there's a different cost. But it's a great asset to our community. They do have restrooms there. They have, I think, a snack bar at certain times. They have kayaks you can rent. And who doesn't want to go and relax in the sand and at the beach and watch boats go by and have a great day? So,
Yeah, that
and you
is
can even
true.
do it with your dog.
Yes. And I know I've been to the Pine Fork Park in New Kent County, and they have two dog parks, I believe. That is a beautiful park, and I have a video that I need to post about it. So if you're looking, it'll be on the Williamsburg Address page too. But that is a nice park, and they have a trail there that's about maybe right around 2 miles long, and it's
Okay.
paved. So there's about seven.
Nice. Very
Okay, yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about so they have a pickleball court, they're building a basketball court there, softball fields, baseball fields, batting cages, about 4 or 5 different soccer slash football fields that you can do, and then they have an outdoor gym. It's very small, but
Oh, with stations where you go and do
mm-hmm.
stations?
Yep. So it's a nice park. I was surprised to find it because it was just like, oh, let me see what this is. Go over here, look. I was like, oh, wow. Walked around. It was very, very cool. So that is a place where dogs, and then to also have a nice walk, and everything is visible. So there is a wood line, but everything is, you can see like the wood lines behind the path. So that's a nice
Okay.
touch too.
And tell me the name of the park again?
Pine Fork.
Fork.
Yep, and they have the
Okay.
pickleball
In New
courts
Kent.
out there too. Yeah, it's right over there near the arbors and the groves, right in those roundabouts that are over there. So that's where it is.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But that was cool. That was cool to see. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Another great place that we've found is the Pet Supply Plus, which is off of Centerville Road. So
Mhm.
that's a place that you can have your dog groomed, but they also have stations where you can go and actually wash your dog yourself. So they have kind of tubs that are easy to access, and you can, obviously wet your dog, shampoo it, rinse it off, and even dry your dog to take it home in your car. So it's definitely, I know some of our colleagues have used it.
Yes.
So I recommend if you're wanting somewhere to bathe your dog besides your own bathtub or somewhere like that, I would check out that Pet Supply Plus, and that's located on Centerville Road in Williamsburg.
Yeah, and that's a great business. I mean, who really wants to have to use your bathtub to do your dog? Especially if you have a big dog, or especially if you've been
Yeah.
out, like you said, at the river or walking through mud and all of that. Why not just go there, pay whatever it is, wash them yourself, and then you have a clean dog. You don't have to worry about it. I feel like they need to
Clean
open up
dog
more.
home.
Yes, take a clean
Yeah.
hot dog home and not have to worry about them going through the house. Because as soon as they get in the house, they're just going to do what they usually do, probably shake and then run around. And it's like,
They're
no,
going to get all over your house. So,
nope.
yes. I agree.
Yeah, and we also know some stores that have some good dog treats and stuff around Williamsburg too. And that is one I know is the Houndstail that just opened up their restaurant right beside us at Long and Foster in Sellers
Yes.
Market, which is basically like Newtown area off of Monticello. So they have a section in their restaurant that has treats and food and toys and signs, artwork, all of the stuff for dogs. And it's a cute restaurant too to eat in.
Yeah. So they used to be down in Colonial Williamsburg downtown, which they
Yes.
had a
Hmm.
smaller area. And so now they've opened up attached to Long and Foster, taking Baker's Crust Place. And yeah, they have a full restaurant, event space, a bar, and then they do, like Kayla said, have this really great shopping area with unique gifts or dog things that you might be looking for. I saw this really large squeaky toy dog. I mean, it looked like it would be for a dog 100 pounds.
Hmm.
Huge. It was a really cool toy with a lot of different noises. So they do have unique things for big and small dogs at that store.
Yes, they
The
also
other
I
store I
saw in the window today when I was walking to the office, it said there was a sign that said "Beware of owner," not the dog. I thought it was cute. Yes, that was very cute, and there's a few other signs in there, so just for decorations too. If you're a dog lover, that's a place to go and just check out what they have art wise.
Yes, definitely. I know the other store that we talked about that most people do go to. I don't know why off the tip of my tongue. I went there a lot. It's in
Yeah,
Newtown,
the nautical
Nautical Dog.
dog. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they have great like beds, equipment, clothes. They have the cat area that you can adopt cats, all kinds of different food, natural food. And so they're a wonderful store. They're right in main Newtown, kind of along that strip by the movie theater. And you can take your dog in there, so if you want to bring your dog there and you need to try on a sweater, you want to check if they like a treat, I would definitely stop in
Mm-hmm.
there. It's a really, really great store, locally owned. Highly recommend it.
Yes, yes. And if anybody knows of anything else as you're listening to this podcast, when you see clips on social media, just put the owner or the business underneath or comment underneath the post too, so we can know some more and you can share that information with whoever else is listening to.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. We would love that. We're trying to just promote local businesses and share what's around Williamsburg area and, just enlighten everyone that what's here and what we can access.
Yeah, I know you said about Yorktown Beach. What was that you know of regarding that beach?
So there is a dog store down there as well that was really nice. And the name is escaping me, but we will put it into the comments. Or I don't know, Kayla, if you want to look it
Yeah,
up
that's
while
what I
I
was about.
talk.
Yep, that's what I was about to do.
They were so nice when we had Cooper down there in his stroller, and they let us bring him into the store and shop around, and they had really great products. And they're by the Water Street Grill side, but you're allowed to walk around on the sidewalks themselves. There's a lot of great walking areas down the path. There's picnic areas. You can go up the hill into the historic area with your dog. People do have water outside. Again, in that area, you cannot take them on the sand and you cannot take them in the water. So those are the restrictions. So other than that, they can be down there and walk around. And then with Colonial Williamsburg, like I talked about, there are stores there that will have water outside for your dog that you can, if they need a drink. And I know Precarious, I've gone there and you can have them on the patio area. So they've got and then even freshened up the water, so that they could drink there. But our area, I think, is very, very dog friendly.
Yes.
So even if you're coming on vacation here and you're thinking, I don't want to leave the dog in the room the whole time, but we need to bring the dog, you can definitely, there's places that you can take them. Another area is Billsburg Brewery. They have a great outdoor area. They have food truck. They have concerts, live music, a lot of events going on. And again, people do bring dogs there as well. Again, you're going to want to make sure that your dog's temperament, they can handle a crowd or, that they're okay being in that environment. But if they're chill and you want to spend time with them and take them out to things, there's a lot of great places, where they can go and you can bring them along with you. I know also with Busch Gardens, if you came on vacation, they have kennels there at Busch Gardens. So if you didn't want to leave them in the room the whole time and maybe you want to be in the park but then come out and get them out and be able to walk them around a little bit and take them back, they manned, there's a building there, there's people working in there, and you can make arrangements to have your dog stay there as well while you're in the park.
Yeah. So the one in Yorktown is called Gangsta Dog.
Yes, that's what it is. It's a really cool sign, and they have really unique things inside as well. And like I said, they were so kind in letting us bring Cooper in his stroller in the store and look around. So definitely you want to check that store out.
Yes, yes, they do. I mean, looking at the pictures that owners are posting on Google, they are very sweet. They're so cute. All the dogs are so cute. For me, personally, as much as I love a dog, for me right now at this time, it's just too much work for me. But that's one thing of knowing that I wouldn't have the time for a dog right now to be able to do. And I think that's a smart thing for most people to just think about the dog's life too before you go out and buy one just because you think it's cute. You want to make sure that they have the quality of life as well as with moving. That's one thing we want to touch on too. Rentals and buying. If you're buying a house or let's say a condo or a townhome, those neighborhoods can have restrictions on weight and breeds of what you can have.
Yes.
Even for single family homes, not so much the weight, but the breeds can be in, if there's an HOA, restricted area. So it's just something to consider and think about too, so that you don't end up in a predicament and try to choose between your dog and the house. You don't want to do that. You want to have the best life.
And you can't sneak your dog in.
No.
I mean, at the end of the day, others are going to see you walking the dog, having the dog. It's going to get reported. At that point, you're living there. And so it's just not going to turn out well. So definitely you do want to follow whatever the restrictions are with having pets. And like Kayla said, I think be very thoughtful when you adopt a dog. It is for long term. You know, we've been lucky to have Cooper for 11 years. That's a long time, you know, and he's going to live longer, hopefully a long time. So it is a commitment in time that you're making to an animal to really give them the best quality of life you can. And so it is important to just look at all aspects when you're talking about breeds for adoption and your time and how much time you can really devote to them.
Yes, exactly. We had our dog, I think, about 12 to 14, somewhere between 12 and 14 years. So that was a long time as well, especially for a pit.
Yeah.
One thing I can say is I love a pit. I love the way they look. They're just so, I really want one, but like I said, I'm not going to do it. I will use other people's dogs and love them and then be like, okay, I'm done.
And then
But
back.
yep, send them back.
Dog sit. Yeah.
The one thing, even like in Colonial Williamsburg, growing up here, I always, when I was younger, was so confused about this place called the Dog Street Pub. I didn't know why it was called a Dog Street Pub. Well, most people that come here, they don't realize that that's called the Duke of Gloucester Street. So it's acronym basically for Duke of Gloucester, and it's called the Dog Street. But it used to confuse me so bad as to why they named this place Dog.
It's really Duke of Gloucester is the Dog Street Pub.
Yeah. Let me look because let me make sure because DOG, that is Duke of Gloucester Street. They are on Duke of Gloucester. So yeah, I'm not making it up. It is a namesake of Duke of Gloucester.
Fact.
Huh?
It
Yep.
is?
Yep. It's a fact.
I didn't know that. I've eaten there. I've walked by it. I had zero idea that Dog Street Pub stood for Duke of Gloucester Street Pub. That's crazy.
Yep.
I was thinking dog. This is why you hang out with a 1%er, because these are the things from Kayla growing up and living here and knowing, like, I would never have known that. So thank you for enlightening me today.
You're welcome. That was your one fact of the day. That you always learn one fact every single day. And today is Dog Street Pub, is Duke of Gloucester Street.
Yeah, so you can make a comment if you didn't realize Dog Street Pub was Duke of Gloucester Pub. Let us know.
Yeah.
Because maybe I'm not the only one that thought it was literally Dog Street Pub.
No, I don't think you were. I knew Duke of Gloucester Street. And then as I got older, I was like, put two and two together. That makes sense now. But when I was little, I remember seeing that dog logo, like, I don't get it. But yeah.
Well, and another great place that has water and hang out is Aromas. So I've taken him and his buddy. We've gone to Aromas and we've ordered food and then sat out front. They have tables and benches and things, and we've enjoyed lunch and watched people walk by. And, he could sit there and hang out and get to watch everything while we eat. And then same with Kilwins. They have benches out front. And so if you're with somebody, they could sit and wait while one of them goes in and gets the ice cream and, brings it out. And, they can sit there and watch everyone. So it really is a great place to bring your dog and let them walk around. And like I said, there's so many different smells. There's field areas. You do have to have your dog on leash when you're there, just like anywhere. But it's such a unique place to be able to share with your dog.
Yeah, I think all of the ice cream places around, probably Kilwins, Baskin Robbins, I believe Brewster's too, maybe Meadows, but they all have a dog cup or something that they give for the dogs too, so that they can enjoy and not just watch you eat, but they can enjoy their own little cone, or not cone, but cup of, what is it, whipped cream? Or I don't think it's really ice cream all the time, but I think whipped cream usually.
I know Shoe Fly Dairy Bar over here on Merrimack, they have a pup cup, which is actually like a shaved ice that's flavored, and it has a little bone on top. Cooper, my daughter and son both worked at Shoe Fly, so shout out to the Hertzlers, who are the owners. And Cooper was actually on their page because he came up and got one. And Ava has him kind of in the window with his red jacket on, and he's eating a little ice cream treat. And so, yeah, there you can take your dog to these local places as well and get something special for them. So we should definitely see a lot more dogs out and around town. If you're not familiar with all these places, now you have a whole list of places once it warms up to be able to go and enjoy with your furry friend and make their life just that much better.
Yes. So thank you for tuning into this episode. We hope to see you on the next one.
That's right. Thank you so much.